Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're just going to have a look at Nightmare. So this is Rift Odyssey, Nightmare floor 11 through to 20. And then tomorrow we'll do 21 through to 30, so on and so forth. If the boss becomes especially difficult at 25, I might do a special breakdown for that, do a separate video on best tactics to beat him. But as it stands at the moment, we'll just go through and build our Enchanters team. So the Enchanters team got a couple of upgrades recently with non-royal units. So let's have a look. Of course, the best enchanter in the game, Eudora, right here. Won't be using Eudora, only going to be using non-DD units. However, there are other units like Lachesis, like Ardina, who you can use in order to power through. But for me, there are 3 enchanters on the Dooms team. So where have you gone? There you are, Ophelia. 3 enchanters on the Dooms team you can use to power through. These Dooms are not the best. I would say Ophelia works very well in combination with other units that increase HP. Helios he's like the middest of units I would ever imagine. Like Ophelia's ceiling is so much higher than either of these two. But Athena, now Athena is very, very strong. I really, really like Athena with regards to that. But we also have the new Baisugem. So Baisugem is an enchanter, works very well. There are now 3 enchanters on the Ethereal's team. You've got Mastema, Baisugem, and Eudora. You also have your 3 enchanters, or technically, sorry, 4 enchanters on your Avengers team. So you've got Lachesis, Arkdina, Dialcham, a new unit, very, very strong. If that Confuse kicks off, which it should do with the majority being all enchanters. Now Ryan, who is probably worse than Ashlyn at this point, for me anyway. You do have 2 enchanters in Mystifier in the form of Emily and Ozzy. I don't think there are any other enchanters in there. Nope, you do not have them. But then you do have the Glorian enchanters as well in the form of... Where have you gone? There you are, right next to each other. Ariana, Wu, and Corolla. So those are the enchanters that you can go for. I'm going to go for a mixed bag at the moment. So we're going to go with Emily. We're going to go with Ozzy. So I do have proof of Mystifiers as well for this season. So having the proof there, I think really, really effective. We will go for 1 Athena, and we will also go with 2 enchanters from... Where have you gone? Yeah, because I really want to use Glorians as well. But I don't think I will. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Dooms. So we've got our 3 enchanters here. If you need to use 3, you can. If not, you only technically need to use 2 to get the team dodge up to that 40%. And then I will use... Where have you gone? We'll go with Halissa, and we'll go with Merlin on this occasion again, so we can have our 2 Mystifiers, and we can have our 3 Dooms as well. Now, the way that I've got my Hope Tree set up, I cannot really combine these 2 Mystifiers and Dooms because Mystifiers relies on the positive, whereas Dooms relies on negative. So it's a bit contradictory. Unfortunately, if you did want to follow my Hope Tree, I've just released a video, the PvP Foggy Teams. I go through my full Hope Tree breakdown there. The only thing I don't include is the fact that I've got 2 Mystifiers, proof of Mystifiers, but it is what it is. So we've got our Dooms here. Let's go with, we'll go with you, and we will go with, in fact, no, we won't. We do need another... this is quite awkward, isn't it? Let's go. Let's take you out. Let's pop in. You're a Phantom. You're a Striker. Let's pop in, because I do want the Glory. So let's pop in Lily and Leah. And let's pop in Nawi in this case. In fact, no, Nawi stole the show last time. Nawi absolutely stole the show. We'll go with Corolla. And then we can use... because there's no more. They are all of the non-DD enchanters are Avengers, I guess. So Avengers, what have I got? Elysians. So positive, which means we need to take these two out. So we won't be using Dooms after all. We will go with Dio-Chan. We will go with Elryan. Wherever he's gone. Elryan here. And then we need one more Avenger. So let's go ahead and have a look. I think Persephone. The reason that I'm going to use Persephone is because of the healing. So Persephone will provide, let's pop this here. To be fair, you can also use Sal in this spot. The reason that you can use Sal is because Elryan will power him up as well. I think I will. I think that's what we'll go for. We've got our three enchanters. We've got Lily and Leah and Celine as well. So let's change up our relics. We've got these in. That's absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and we're going to use Healing Vase. We will use our Lantern and we will use one more Blades of Chaos as well. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. This was a relic setup I used to use probably about a year ago now. I think that having these units now, having built them all up over the course of a year, we should see a lot of good stuff. The reason that I put Sal in this slot, by the way, is because of the healing base. So the healing base will hit Sal and it will provide a power up for him as well. The reason that I put Corolla in this middle slot is because, believe it or not, Corolla can actually out damage Eudora. Something which I never thought I would say, but it is technically correct. I do have a short on it. Corolla actually out damages Eudora in the fact that she just has a higher percentage. So as you can see, we're doing enough damage, nowhere near as good as the Monarch team from the previous video. But again, as you can see, Corolla here doing absolutely phenomenal damage. We do get the miss here. And we get another, so we are confused as well, but fortunately remove that, get the healing, Sal to power up, and then the reflect damage. Oof, that was painful. So the reflect damage, yeah, got us, got Dio-Chan killed, but we do get the increase in attack here when Dio-Chan does die as well, so she doesn't die in vain. This again, same team setup. If we do need to change, we will change. You know, if I need to change out any of these units, then we can do. But I think it's working very well at the moment. We do have the Grace of Hunters from Glorians, which every time we get heal, we increase our attack and we increase our defense. Holy Shield here, keeping us alive while we attack through the enemy's Holy Shield as well. One sec. Sorry about that, just had a knock on the door from a visitor. As you can see, we're starting to do a load of damage now. We've basically wiped out the enemy team. Unfortunately, that reflect damage did kick in quite dramatically partway through, but it seems to have worked out very well for us. Again, if you are having trouble with that reflect damage, then Monarch is the way to go. With that one. So let's jump into the next one. And I think what we're going to do is we are going to double death, max HP, Avengers. Let's take out you, and then what we're going to do is going to pop you in. So after triggering dodge, retaliates with a basic attack. And the reason for that is because I've noticed that a lot of my team are dodging quite frequently, and in order to build them up faster, effectively, that's what we're going to need to do. So we'll have a look through. We get our Blades of Chaos triggered, as you can see, before anybody has taken any action. The reason for that is because of the way that we've got our relics set up. So Healing Vase gives 60 relic energy. The Lantern removes 40 cost from the next relic activation, which in turn allows us to cast the blades for 40 in total, which is why we've still got a remainder, or we had a remainder left over. So we should see these teams start to pick up the pace a little bit. Again, the slowest team imaginable is the Avengers, which is why we're not seeing a whole lot of damage here, but Corolla to do what she needs to do here. and power through. So both of our damage dealers have been stunned. Fortunately, we did get our attacks off here, and our entire team has now been stunned. The reason for that is the combination of Gwyn and Talinas on the enemy team. So what happens is Talinas will apply defense reduction to us, and Gwyn will apply attack stacks to the enemy team every time we attack them. So that's why Talinas was able to build up and stun us for a round, and effectively halt our progress. Corolla to do the most here, above Sal. I tell you now, she does a lot of damage. Especially with her runes. So Corolla's runes, in case you aren't aware, if you get them up to half red, you have a 50% chance of copying all buffs. Very interesting, especially if you got her up to full red. She copies all buffs 100% of the time, so she doubles the number of buff stack. So yeah, say for example, if you were to get 1 stack of Holy Shield, you would then again get 2 stacks of Holy Shield. We are now retaliating with a basic attack. The reason that we're not retaliating more is because of the Glorian synergy between Lillian Leah and Merlin. That's where all of these basic attacks are coming from. Ryan down, but that will power Sal up and he comes right back in. We do get the shielding from Lillian Leah. So the more that we heal, the more that Lillian Leah, or the more the shield will do. For Lillian Leah, and as you can see, Sal to do massive amounts of damage here. Even Ryan getting in. He has had buffs recently, nowhere near as powerful as Corolla still, but Corolla is 15 stars with full red runes. Ryan is only 12 stars. Again, I don't use Ryan very often just because of how weak he is and how little utility he truly does have. But again, it is what it is. Now, we do have an enchanter in the form of Arkdina here. So if you were to use an enchanter, you can go ahead and use Arkdina in this slot to counter Emily's curse. So the curse is, plague. It's Gwyn's curse. But reduces 50 HP every round, or 50% HP every round. So we get weaker and weaker and weaker as time goes by, whereas the enemy will only get stronger and stronger and stronger. So there is 3 monarchs on the enemy team, so we're not going to be able to one-shot them with Sal's ultimate, but we should hopefully have responded enough and built up enough so that we get this we get them down easy enough. So as you can see, Talinas here losing half health, which means that we can get her basically dead. We just need a bit more damage, I think, and Corolla is going to provide that for us. So yeah, fortunately, Lillian Leah and Talinas now down and we get the response as well. So every time we dodge, we also retaliate with a basic attack. Very, very strong, and we do take out the enemies here. Not as efficient as I would like, to be honest, but we are able to power through. And so we're up to round 16. Again, we're going to go up to round 20 on this one. I think this team is absolutely fine. Or in fact, we've seen this team in action plenty. So let's go ahead and skip round 3. Sal to do the most. Not bad. But let's go ahead and change things up ever so slightly. So we do need 2 enchanters. So let's jump back into our enchanters, and we're going to use 1. So we're going to use Athena, and we will use Mystifiers to see whether or not that will provide any further help to us. And where have you gone? Where have you gone? There you are. Emily, thank you very much. So we've got our 3 here. Let's put Athena and Ozzy on the front row. Let's pop Emily on this back row. Let's jump into Mystifiers. Now, you can use Lancelot in this position. Works very, very well. Very powerful with Emily. But in this case, we want to use reasonably accessible units. So we are going to go with Franz, and we will go with Minotaur. We'll pop Minotaur on this front row because he does do a lot of tank damage, and we're going to change up our artifacts and our relics to suit our needs a bit better than they currently are. So where are we up to? We want you, we want you, and then we will go with Whirling Blade as well, wherever that's gone, all the way here. There we go. So we're going to do it in this order, get that reflect boost down first, and then we will look to go forward with that. So Restore 25 HP. I think that'll be very good alongside our team here. We also debuffs, that's fine. We'll take you out and then we'll pop in our, if we pop in keeps backline row alive. Increase crit rate, no. Increase max HP. We don't want crit rate for Mystifiers. What we do want potentially is heal rate, and then we can also increase attack as well. This team should be absolutely fine. We have got 4 Mystifiers, technically 5, so we can in fact take Franz out, I would say. If we take Franz out, and then we can go ahead and pop in Sylvan. The reason that I'm going to pop Sylvan in is because of that Phantom synergy. So we now have 2 Phantoms in the form of Minotaur and Sylvan. We do also have Emily, Athena, and Ozzy as enchanters as well. So we do have the 2 Dooms, which will give our entire team the protection. And to be fair, we can take you out and we'll increase damage of Dooms as well. So our team is effectively getting 350% each. With thanks to the artifacts that we do have. So Corrode kick in, and this is part of the reason as to why I typically try to avoid using Corrode, is because of how powerful it is. Now we do get the Reflect in here, so we are going to start building up our Reflect and our attack. Hopefully this will, so there's no stun available, because otherwise we would have stunned Sylvan here. But we are taking him out 1 hit at a time, and we are reflecting a fair amount of damage back, but we are going to rely on that Corrode effect. The healing coming in very handy, powering up our entire team. We get Athena to do quite a hefty bit of damage as well. Minotaur to double the number of stacks. Sylvan to increase reflect damage as well. And it looks like she's done the most. I don't often use Sylvan, just because I've never really rated her, but I do have her exclusive runes. So let's just check on what her exclusive runes do. And as you can see, works very well within the Verdiant synergy as well. So when Reflect is triggered, Sylvan has 30% chance to apply Healing Band to 3 random enemies for 2 rounds, so enemies will not be healing. Very fortunate in that. We haven't come across many excessive healings or excessive healers as well. Might be good in combination with Eudora, but as you can see, applied all those stacks of Corrode. That is Emily and that is Ozzy as well, doing the business there. We do have the increase Corrode as well, and increase Mystifiers damage and the Corrode stacks as well. So that is one of the reasons why we can power through. Now we're on 19 here. I think we should see the same exact thing. We do get all of these Corrode stacks applied. And then we do see almost all of them go down. Yeah, it is thanks to our relics that we were able to one-shot the enemy here with that Corrode damage. Again, if you are struggling with these, then Corrode is your way forward. 100% Corrode is the way forward. Now, what we can do is we can take Sylvan out here. The reason I'm going to take Sylvan out is to put the counter hero Merlin in. We won't need it. 100% we will not need it. But just in case, what does she do? Applies 10 stacks of attack increase. So if these guys get a hit on our team, I suspect they will be dead. Now, this is quite interesting. So we just saw then, we've seen in previous matches that usually the Corrode effect will be applied to all enemies. But what has happened here is the Corrode effect has stopped us. Or not the Corrode effect, but the Celestials effect from the enemies here has stopped us from doing what we need to do. It is down now to Emily, so unfortunate. Emily and Merlin here, in for it together. It looks like we applied enough Corrode stacks here to do the damage that we needed to do. Corrode does have a chance to proc 8% of the Corrode damage done. You can do that again when you attack an enemy with Corrode. I think I've explained that correctly, but that is how you would get through it. So I just want to say thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and let me know how it's going for you. Let's just see, let's see what the rest of it holds.